Okay, in this LibApps tutorial, we're going to take what would traditionally be shared as a spreadsheet with individual people. In return, you would get hundreds of spreadsheets to sift through, and create a form with it so that you get the same information back in one form. So let's use the Lebanon Commuter Club as our example here, and I'm going to use the information that I want to collect here to create a form. So I go into Google Drive and I click on Create and choose Form. Because we're having parents and community members answer the questions, we're going to uncheck the requirement to make people log in to view the form, and we'll call this Lebanon Commuter Club. And we're going to ask these questions. So we're going to need the name, the school, and the month of the year. So let's go ahead and start out with first name. Leave it as a text, make it a required question, and say done. Now by default, forms give you 2 sample questions, so I'm going to go over here and call this last name, and it's a text field, and I'm going to make it required. And I need school and month and year. So let's go ahead and add an item called text, and we'll say school. And instead of text, let's go ahead and make this multiple choice. So they need to choose, or let's make it a checkbox. So it'll be a no. Let's make it choose from a list. So it'll be a drop down like this. And we'll say option number 1 is Hanover Street School. Option number 2 is Mount Lebanon School. Option number 3 is Lebanon Middle School. And option number 4 is Lebanon High School. And then let's say make it a requirement and done. So you can see it comes in as a drop down. So we need the month and the year. So let's go ahead and add item. And let's do the same thing, choose from a list, and we'll say month. And then we'll add all the. So as you can see, we added all the months and the year corresponding with it. It will be choose from a list. Make sure you require this and hit done. Okay, so now we have our drop down for that. We want to know how many days did you do this in the past month. So instead of typing how many days did you do this in the past month, we're going to add what's called a section header. And we'll say, please, let's just do this. How many days did you do the following in the past month? Let's say the selected month. And now there's a header there, and now we can add, we're going to have to add a choose from a list, and we'll do, this one is bus, take the bus. I'm going to pause while I add 30 options. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, but let's pause this so you don't have to keep watching that part. Okay, so it occurred to me that it makes more sense to do a scale of 1 to 5, 6 to 10, 11 to 15, 16 to 20, 21 to 25, 26 to 31, and I click done. Now, I don't want to keep doing that over and over again, so I'm going to now copy this question by clicking on duplicate, and I'm just going to change this to bike, done, and then I'm going to duplicate that and change bike to carpool, done. And now I have to say who carpooled with you. So I'm just gonna make a new question, add item, and say text. Who carpooled with you? And make that a required. I'm not gonna make that a required question because what if they never carpooled? And then I think that's all the data we're collecting. So now we're done with this, and if we wanted to, we could add more fields, but let's go ahead and take a look at what it looks like online. So down here below it says your published form is here. I'm going to click on Save first, and then I'm going to publish the form, and it says, look, everything I need is here. So I'm going to test it out right now. So I'm going to say my first name. I go to, let's say I'm a Lebanon high school student, and I'm going to refer to September. I took the bus 16 to 20 times. I guess you're not going to have 31 days of commuting to school, so we could change that. Let's say I took the bus every day, so that would be 21 to 25 times. I rode my bike. I never rode my bike. So I see this now that I need 0 for these. And then who carpooled with you, and I hit submit. Well, I'm not going to hit submit because I have some changes to make. So how do I do that? I need to go back to the form. So I'm going to click on the back button. Let's say that you can't find your edit form and you're clueless. You want to go edit it and you can't get back there. I'm going to close out of this. When you create a form, it's in your Google Drive. And you can see here I have Lebanon Commuter Club. So if I open that up, it opens it up as a spreadsheet. Because when you get the data back as the creator, it's going to come back to you as a spreadsheet. So you can see there's no data here, but it's still not the form view that I need to edit. So I'm going to click on Form, and I'm going to choose Edit Form, and it will bring me back to an area where I can make changes. Now remember, we didn't have 0 as an option here. So now I have to edit it, and I'm going to make an option. Actually, I'm going to have to redo this. So I'm going to have to do 0, 1 to 5, and I'm going to have to fix this for each one. So again, I'm pausing to. So now that I've made those changes, I'm going to go ahead and save, and I'm going to go back and look at my published form again. And now I'm going to try it out. So I put in, let's do Sally sample. Sally sample goes to Mount Lebanon, and I'm going to put, actually I'm going to change this, and I'm going to say select from list, or select here, or select one, so that they know to choose the drop down. So September, I took the bus 6 to 10 times, and I walked. I don't have walk there, so now I have to go back and put walk. So I rode my bike 1 to 5 times, and I'm going to go back and edit it for the walk in a moment, but let's just keep going. And I click submit, and my response has been recorded. I can now look at this, and this is how the data is going to come in. So as the owner of the collection, every time somebody fills it out, you're going to get an entry in here. To view the information in like a graph form, when you have like 100 responses, if you click on form and show summary of responses, you'll see the data represented in graphs. So because you asked questions with selections, you'll be able to take a peek at the data and have it graphed out for you. That doesn't work for text fields, obviously. The number here, number 1, represents how much information has been collected. So when you have 50 responses, this will look like the number 50. So to edit the form, I need to click on Edit Form, and I need to go back and add that walking. And remember, to edit one of your options, you just highlight it and then click on the pencil to edit it. And so here I'll say select from below, and then I'll say select one, or select from below. It's hard to make screencasts in real time because you're kind of like, you're testing it out as you go along. But alright, so let's say that's good enough. Now we know how it looks, we save it. There's a couple more things I want to show you, and I know this is a long screencast, but there's a lot to it. So let's say that you want to edit the form response. So I click on More Actions and I choose Edit Confirmation. So instead of your response has been recorded, I can say thank you for participating in this survey. You can make it whatever you want. If there's going to be follow-up to it, if they should be receiving something in the mail or participating in an event later, you can put that information here, so when they submit the survey, a window will pop up and give them that information. And finally, you probably want to add a theme. So you saw before it was very plain. If you click on theme here, you can give your survey a theme. So commuter club could be a variety. You could pick up from a variety of things, but let's go ahead and choose this because people are walking and it could represent, walking to school. And then click on, my internet connection's not showing it, so I'm just going to click on apply and see if when I click on view it's there. Yeah, so there it is. So yep, you like that. That's going to be your live form. Now how do you share it? Well, you can take the link of the form, you click on form, and you can choose send form, go to live form. So let's go to live form. The URL is up here, so I can just select the URL, Control C, and then let's say I wanted to send an email, I could paste the link in. It's the same thing as adding a hyperlink to anything. So now you've learned how to take information that you would normally collect in many documents, collect them in one document from one form. It makes it really easy for the people you're collecting information from. It makes it really easy for you to then take the information and manipulate it.